My girlfriend laughed and said, "When are you going to quit that silly startup and get a real job?" I said, "That's a good question." A year later, she was laid off. She found out the answer when she saw the name of the company that had just acquired hers. I, 29 male, have been grinding at a startup for 3 years. Not some Silicon Valley unicorn, just a small software company focused on inventory management for local restaurants. Unsexy, practical, real. My girlfriend Brianna, 28, works corporate. Big regional marketing firm, glass building, validated parking, the works. We've been together 4 years, living together for 2. When I joined Food Track Systems, we were 8 people in a converted warehouse. My salary dropped from $75 at my old job to $45K plus equity that might be worth nothing. Brianna was not happy, but I believed in what we were building. Restaurant margins are thin, food waste kills profits. Our software could actually help small businesses survive. It mattered. The grind was real though. 60-hour weeks. Ramen dinners. Driving Uber on weekends to make rent. Meanwhile, Brianna was climbing her corporate ladder, junior account manager to senior account manager. Her salary hit $85. She never let me forget it. Last month was our breaking point. I was debugging code at 11 p.m. when she came home from happy hour with her work friends. "Still playing with your little app? We just signed our 50th client." Laughing. 50, wow. My team manages 50 clients each. It's different when you're building from scratch. Is it though? Face it, Adrian, this startup fantasy needs to end. We're making progress. Revenue is up 300% this quarter. 300% of nothing is still nothing. When are you gonna quit that silly startup and get a real job? I looked at her. Really looked at her. 4 years together and she still didn't understand why I was doing this. Me. That's a good question. Finally, Kendra's husband just got promoted at the bank. 6 figures. That could be you if you stopped wasting time. You're right. I should think about my future. She smiled, kissed my cheek, went to shower off her happy hour. I stayed up coding until 3 a.m. But something shifted that night. Her contempt was so casual, so complete, like my work was just a hobby I'd eventually outgrow. Fine, let's see how this plays out. Update 1. The grind. After that conversation, I stopped sharing startup wins with Brianna. She didn't care anyway. When we hit 100 clients, I celebrated with my team. When we closed our first enterprise deal, I told my mom. Brianna got surface-level updates only. How was work? Fine. Busy. Still doing that computer stuff? Yep. Meanwhile, she complained constantly about her job. Her boss Garrett was a micromanager. The clients were demanding. The politics exhausting. But that salary, that prestige, that validated parking, I just nodded and listened. Kept grinding. 3 months after her real job comment, things started happening fast. Our biggest competitor, Menutech, reached out. They wanted to buy us. The number was life-changing. Not retire forever money, but enough to matter. My co-founder Raj and I had a decision. Sell now for good money or keep building for potentially great money later. We chose door number 3, strategic partnership. Menutech would invest, we'd remain independent but with resources to scale. Best of both worlds. The deal closed in May. Suddenly my $45K salary jumped to $95K. My equity stake was worth mid-6 figures on paper. We moved to real offices, hired 20 people. Didn't tell Brianna any of this. Why? She'd made it clear she didn't respect the work. She'd only care about the money. Instead, I made strategic moves. Kept living like I made $45. Drove the same beat-up Honda. Wore the same clothes. Complained about being broke when she wanted expensive dinners. Brianna, maybe if you got a real job we could afford nice things. Me, you're probably right. She started getting meaner, comparing me to her friends' boyfriends, leaving bank job listings on my laptop, telling people I was still figuring things out at nearly 30. Her friend Maddie's engagement party was brutal. Random guy, so what do you do? Interrupting. He's in between careers, still finding himself. Me, I work at a software company. It's really more of a hobby, a few guys playing with computers. The condescension was thick. I smiled, got another beer, let her tell everyone how successful she was while I was struggling. Update 2. The reveal. 6 months into our new funding, Food Track was crushing it. 500 plus clients. Revenue growing 40% month over month. TechCrunch wrote about us. Small mention, but still. Brianna never saw it. She only read corporate marketing blogs. But her company saw it. See, Food Track wasn't just for mom-and-pop restaurants anymore. We'd expanded into restaurant groups, chains, anyone managing multiple locations. Guess who managed marketing for several restaurant chains? Brianna's company. Her boss Garrett called a meeting about exploring innovative partners for client solutions. She came home complaining about having to research random tech startups. Can you believe I have to waste time looking at these nobody companies? Like some pizza place in Ohio cares about inventory software. Maybe they do. Please, restaurants want marketing, not more technology. These startups just don't understand business. 2 weeks later, she was assigned to the Food Track evaluation team. The irony was delicious. She had to analyze my company to see if it was worth partnering with. Came home with a presentation deck. This one actually looks promising. Food Track Systems. Ever heard of them? Sounds familiar. They're nobody special, but their numbers are okay. Garrett wants us to meet with them next week. Cool. She spent days preparing, researching our company, our founders, our growth. Never once noticed my name on any of it. Why? She'd never asked for my LinkedIn, never cared about the details. Meeting day arrived. She left in her best suit, ready to evaluate if we were worthy of her company's partnership. I showed up 15 minutes late in jeans and my startup hoodie. Update 3, the meeting. The conference room went silent when I walked in. Garrett, can we help you? Me, sorry I'm late. Traffic was rough. I'm Adrian, VP of Business Development for Food Track. Brianna's face was a masterpiece. Confusion, recognition, shock, anger, all in about 3 seconds. Excellent. Brianna here has been singing Food Track's praises all week. Has she? That's great to hear. I didn't. She said you guys have the most innovative solution she's seen. I sat directly across from her, pulled out my laptop, the same one she'd left job listings on. Thanks for having us. Should we start with our client success metrics? The next hour was beautiful. I presented our numbers, our growth, our vision, professionally, calmly. While Brianna sat frozen, her colleague Jessica asked all the questions. Brianna said nothing, just stared. When I showed our enterprise pricing, Garrett whistled. Garrett, those are healthy margins. Me, we believe in sustainable growth. Too many startups burn cash chasing vanity metrics. Your founder seems sharp, Adrian Chen, right? That's our CEO, brilliant guy. I'm lucky to work with him. And you've been there since the beginning? Me, 3 years. Joined when we were 8 people in a warehouse. That takes guts. Most people want the security of established companies. I made eye contact with Brianna. Some of us believe in building something meaningful, even if others think it's silly. She flinched. Meeting ended with handshakes and promises to circle back. Brianna practically ran out. That night was war. Update 4, the fallout. Brianna was already home when I arrived, sitting on the couch, wine glass empty. How dare you humiliate me like that? Me humiliate? I did my job. You've been lying to me. About what? You never asked about my work? Called it silly, remember? You let me believe you were failing. I told you we were growing. You laughed at 50 clients. You're making this my fault? You mocked me for a year, called it a hobby, told everyone I was finding myself. I was trying to motivate you. Me, by comparing me to Kendra's husband at the bank? She deflected, blamed, gaslighted. But the damage was done. Her boss had seen her unprofessionalism. Her colleagues noticed her frozen state. Jessica had to carry the entire meeting. Next day at her office was rough. Garrett pulled her aside. Brianna, can we discuss yesterday? I was just surprised. You were unprepared, unprofessional. Jessica says you didn't contribute once. I was processing. We can't have personal issues affecting client relationships, especially not with promising partners. She came home furious, but now the dynamic had shifted. I wasn't the struggling startup guy anymore. Her company wanted my company's business. Then the acquisition happened. See, Menutech had been watching our growth. Their investment was doing exactly what they'd hoped, proving we could scale. They made an offer to fully acquire Food Track. Adrian, our CEO, called an all-hands meeting. Team, we've received an acquisition offer. The leadership team is considering it seriously. The number was $47 million. My equity stake? worth $2.8 million before taxes. Not insane money, but life-changing for a guy living on ramen. We voted to accept. The deal would close in 60 days. But here's the kicker. Menutech was already in acquisition talks with someone else, a strategic vertical integration play, they called it. They were buying a regional marketing firm, one that specialized in restaurant marketing. Guess which one? Final update, the karma pie. The Menutech acquisition closed on a Tuesday. Wednesday, I was promoted to VP of Strategic Partnerships for the combined entity. Thursday, the other acquisition was announced. Brianna found out through a company-wide email. We're excited to announce Menutech's acquisition of Morrison Marketing Group, effective immediately. This strategic merger will create unprecedented synergy in the restaurant technology space. She called me hyperventilating. Did you know? About what? Don't play dumb. Your company bought mine. Me. Technically, Menutech bought both companies. This isn't happening. Didn't you say Morrison was a great company? Stable? Real jobs? The integration was brutal for her team. Redundancies everywhere. Menutech kept FoodTrack's team intact. We were the technology they'd bought. Morrison's team? Mostly redundant with Menutech's existing marketing department. Brianna survived the first cut, barely. But her boss Garrett was gone. Jessica too. The entire senior team replaced by Menutech people. She was assigned to, wait for it, the FoodTrack integration team, reporting to our head of marketing, who reported to our CEO, who reported to me in the new structure. Her first day in the new org was poetry. New boss, we're excited to have Morrison's team aboard. You'll be working closely with FoodTrack leadership to align our marketing strategies. Grinding teeth, happy to be here. Adrian specifically requested you for the restaurant chain vertical, says you have deep knowledge of the space. I did request her. For the overnight shifts, the difficult clients, the accounts nobody wanted. She lasted 3 weeks, came home one night and exploded. You're enjoying this. Enjoying what? You have a real job at a real company, validated parking and everything. I'm doing grunt work. You have me reviewing social media metrics at 10 p.m. That's the job. Building something takes work. This is revenge. This is business. You wanted corporate life. Welcome to corporate life. She quit the next week, moved back with her parents. Last I heard, she was consulting, which means unemployed but too proud to admit it. The beautiful irony? If she'd respected my work, supported the journey, she'd be living comfortable right now. My FoodTrack shares alone set me up for life. Instead, she's sending LinkedIn messages to people she used to mock, begging for referrals. Her final text, I hope you're happy. You destroyed my career. My response? That's a good question. Blocked her after that. Now I'm running a division of a company worth 9 figures, dating someone who supported me when I was debugging code at midnight, living in a condo I bought cash. And Brianna? Still posting motivational quotes about knowing your worth and divine timing while applying to entry-level marketing jobs. Turns out the silly startup was the realest job I ever had. Built something, sold something, changed an industry a little bit, but sure, Kendra's husband at the bank probably has better validated parking.